Hey guys, good afternoon. It's RG here. If you didn't know that already, is it weird that I always say it's RG? Because you would obviously know it's RG if you're subscribed to the club.
It's our card piece.
Yeah. So why do I keep saying it's RG?
Well, just in case you forgot.
In case you forgot who I am, because you don't recognize me because of the blonde. But welcome to our card club, guys. Super excited to be able to create with you guys this afternoon. Now, I think in the past I said that I was going to have everything colored and cut out. But that didn't quite happen. So you guys are going to have to just kind of join me for the coloring and cutting.
I believe a lot of them enjoy to see you color anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So super fun. I love this month's club card download, and next month is gonna get a little interesting because, of course, if you saw my live yesterday, you heard me talk a little bit about the fact that it's gonna include a stamp set. So the biggest wonky wonk piece in the whole ordeal is gonna be, maybe I should color and talk.
Sure.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Or
So
do you want to talk about the kit? I don't know.
yeah, so let's go ahead and open up our kit. Hopefully everybody received their kit on time. I will tell you the last couple of months have been nuts. So what I mean by that is we are constantly like running around. There's a lot of product that we wanted to bring to life, of course, for Rise, which is one of the reasons why we made the decision to close off Card Club, so that you should have your 4 envelopes. Close off Card Club so that we don't have any more new registrations to worry about during the last couple of months, because they were going to be crazy. We knew they were going to be crazy. And it's just thanks again for bearing with us as we actually just realized today that you didn't even have the images from the. They're like, what? Why aren't the images up? Oh yeah, because they're not up.
Oh, yeah,
So hopefully Kat will send you out a PDF with the images. We'll definitely post them on the Facebook page. Where are my samples?
Oh,
Minor detail.
Well, keep talking.
So anyway, you guys did get a list of all of our markers, or the markers that we're going to be using. And so next month is going to get a little interesting because I have the most gorgeous stamp set that is scheduled for next month's Card Club exclusive. I was concerned about the timing again because of course we could not go into production until this month, because technically I wasn't quote unquote allowed to do anything this month. So anyway, just I don't know, for legal sake, we decided to wait until for that and for a few other reasons, but we decided to wait until this month to officially place our order and kind of see those images come through and come to life. And so anyway, based off of that, and also we didn't know, like, would it be weird if we have stamp sets prior to the event Rise? We kind of wanted Rise to be our launch of our stamps. And so anyway, there's several different pieces that came into play, but yeah, so as we contemplated the different things, we were like, we might just have to kind of create a special day for our card club, or if we don't want to change it, then we should just create a new digital download for our October card club, and then eventually, launch the actual stamp set in November. But anyway, just a few things to consider for us.
So Alex just joined us in.
Hey, Alex.
She's having a crazy cyclical busy week.
That's good, right? Is that good? I don't even know anymore.
Well, I think busy is always good, even though we're kind of like, it's a busy week.
Yeah, for sure.
Because even for us, it's been quite busy too.
So I do like to go in and just add all of the same color that I want to, color in. And then I just come back and I add my, and these are probably different from my originals, but it's okay. I do love to leave white areas.
Let's see. So y'all say what works for you will work for me.
Now, I'm sorry guys if you've already colored and cut out your images, which I'm sure Sherry has, but
Well, Donna's actually the one that says she enjoys watching you color.
so
I
bear
know
with
some of
me,
them.
bear with me guys as I try to get caught up here.
And then Gail Thompson earlier, she said, "How could we not recognize you?"
I know.
We were doing your introduction.
I was like, why do I always say who I am? Duh. They already know. But I'm really excited, guys. We have some amazing stuff coming. Every time I think about it, it gets a little overwhelming. Like, wow, how did we get to this point? But, you know, by the grace of God, here we go again. And so then you kind of, I mean, I don't want to say fearful, but like, you're like, please, I don't want anything to ruin it. You know what I mean? You're like, ugh. But, you know, I also go back to what's meant to be is meant to be, and God has a plan.
That's right. Donna says she loves the hot air balloon.
I love them all. My personal favorite in this entire set is this envelope, because I love the concept behind the envelope to bring in the bouquet, to bring in a little message. It's always so much fun. And you know, so much demand comes into play. You know, I think that's that part of it. That's part of what's scary, right? As we continue to grow, as we get ready to launch more, then it's going to demand more and potentially pull me away from some of the things that I have been doing, because of course now I'm being pulled in a few other directions. But I think it's all for the better, and ultimately to bring you amazing things and create an amazing opportunity for a lot of people. So I kind of have to take the good with the bad, and with, you know, with growth comes different needs and different responsibilities, but it's going to be amazing.
Of course it's going to be amazing. It always is.
It always is. And this time I'm coloring a little differently. I'm kind of highlighting all of my lines with my darkest marker, and then I'm just coming back with a lighter marker to kind of fill in. So it's kind of cool, kind of different.
Donna says, I would like a stamp set specifically for messages on mailing envelopes.
That would be cute.
You're like really concentrating on your coloring.
Why am I? We have we have so many new stamp sets, guys. It's gonna be a little overwhelming at first, but I think you're all gonna love it. It's like everything, right? At first, you know, you have to create, and it's not like we're starting from scratch, because the entire last year, you know, we've been creating a lot of images. So it's not like a brand new fresh start. Did I just color the B? I think I just colored the B. It's not like a brand new fresh start because we have quite the library of images already, you know. So that's good.
See, Alex is saying that you're really concentrating. Sounds like you're really concentrating on your coloring.
Why am I talking gibberish?
No, but you kind of stop and
I know. I'm trying to.
you can't multitask color.
And I see. This is one of the things why I'm not the best. Like I'm not. Coloring to me is one of those. It's not a brainless.
No, are you gonna fuzzy cut or are you gonna use your
I'll use the scan cut. The scan cut.
skin cut? You know, we soon need to start getting ready for the holidays.
Oh my gosh! And today, guys, I picked up some cutie patootie little display items for my
For the event.
for the event. So for my display, because I want to create a beautiful showcase for you guys to be able to photograph and kind of be inspired by. And it's beautiful.
As you always do.
Thank you.
I know, before you know it, it's like
Yeah, it's gonna be here.
in 1 week. Oh.
What?
What?
I'm not ready. Just kidding.
Oh, thanks, Alex. She's like, and the cookie exchange. Great.
Yeah, but for the cookie exchange.
Ah.
Whew. I'll start
It's-
worrying about
it's
that
so
on November
always-
29th.
The week before. I know. We're always baking our cookies like the night before.
Well, you kind of have to because nobody wants old cookies. Nobody wants like old stale cookies. Gross. I know. I hear some people do like to do their cookies like a week in advance. I'm like, they're not very fresh.
I think a week in advance should be okay. You know?
God.
Okay, maybe like 2-3 days.
A
before.
couple of days in advance, maybe I can understand, but like a week in advance. they're gonna
Alex
be-
says, but at least your traits are ready, so
Yeah, so that's good.
you don't have to worry about the cookies yet. See, for this time of coloring, we should put some music and just
What are you trying to say?
sing. Well, I'm just saying so it's not quiet,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you don't want music, it's okay. I would sing if I had a nice voice, but I don't. So, exhale that one.
No more group sharing.
Bye. Oh. Let's see.
Oh my gosh! So last night, Gabby made me watch Dirty Dancing,
He had never seen Dirty Dancing.
and I was
Wait,
like,
what?
"What are we doing right now?"
Like, how have you that love music and dance?
First
and
of
all
all, they
that.
don't sing in that movie.
No,
So
they
it's
don't
a
sing,
little
but
different.
It has music. I mean, they're dancing to music. It's more of a dance movie.
Yeah, agreed.
But I'm like, how have you not ever seen it? What? So yes.
I'm more of a dance. I'm more of a singing kind of like musical
See,
person.
Donna's like, what? And Alex is saying, I love Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, Alex. Bettina.
I love that movie. It's so cute. So did you like it?
I mean, it was okay.
What? You liked it. You liked it.
Didn't I fall asleep?
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was getting yelled at because I was working.
I
You're
mean,
like-
this was like 10 o'clock at night, you know?
She's like, "What are you doing?"
No, I was more like, you're not even watching the movie. You're
That's,
supposed
okay,
to be
well,
paying attention.
whoever that was cute because that's not what I got.
That is what you got.
No, that person was like, oh, you're not even watching the movie. And I was like, oh, well, if I would have heard that, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, baby. I just got a little, that's not what I got.
What did you get?
I was like, you're not even watching this movie. I am, yeah. It went on and on.
No.
It was your mean voice. Your mean voice.
I only give my mean voice to the boys.
Yeah,
when they
right.
make me mad. Gail says that's one of the movies that she can watch over and over and over, and I have to agree.
Well, it was my first time watching it.
When I watched it many, many, many moons ago, I used to watch it over and over. And I think Alex just threw you under the bus. She said you weren't working, you were texting. LOL.
Well, I was on my social media accounts, and then of course she was bugging. So I was like, oh, Marlene.
Oh, thanks, Alex. Just kidding.
All right, so it looks like we are all done. Check it out.
Well, that was fast.
That was fast, right? That's what happens when you concentrate. Can I get the mat, please?
Sure.
I'm gonna make some room here so that I can run this through my scan and cut. And super fun. So we do have, how many of you guys are attending Rise? Now, we have some amazing stuff coming up at Rise. So I hope that if you are flying to our event, that you have either bring an extra suitcase or bring some room in your suitcase. You'll be going home with lots and lots of goodies. So
Just be prepared.
we have some amazing sponsors that I'm hoping to announce next week. I just have not had the time to. I'm gonna do it on a blog post on the RG Studio 360 page. I'm also gonna be doing a blog post hopefully sometime this week on the actual colors. So I'll do like a color post. So I'm gonna do a color post so that everybody kind of understands. You know, you get the names and you get some cutie patooties on there, so you have a reference.
So far, of the ones that are watching us, I have 4. They're saying they're going to Rise.
Yeah. So make sure, guys, you have been warned that you have plenty of.
Yeah, Alex is like, I'm driving, so I'll have plenty of room. So yeah, we might even have some of the grid paper there, right?
The grid paper?
The craft mats.
Oh yeah, we'll have those for sure. But I'm talking about like the stuff.
Yeah, all the new goodies.
All the new goodies, and then all the stuff from all of our sponsors. So that's kind of what I was getting to when I was rudely distracted by my scan and cut.
Sure.
So yeah, so we have some amazing sponsors that I'll be announcing hopefully next week if I have a little bit of time. And it's gonna be amazing. Just to name a few, we've got Simple Stories, Carpe Diem, Scrapbook Adhesive, Webster's Pages is gonna be sponsoring as well as who else? See, that's why I'm gonna announce it in the blog post. So we've got some amazing sponsors.
I don't know about Crystal.
Crystal Ninja, as well as we have our
You tell me.
the what? The twine people.
Oh,
Hemteek. Yes.
we need to like, we need to have it right in front of us.
Or else. I am just setting up the...
Donna wants to know how big of an extra suitcase. Like, this. You should show them like how.
Well, don't forget, you've got also the goodies coming from us and your make and takes, and then whatever you shop for.
So I'm gonna say you go like from here to here.
Just depends. So my goal is to get you guys a stash of product like this. So it's getting pretty close. But it's gonna be amazing. And we've got some other fun surprises in the works. The only things that won't be here on time, based off of what we've already got in the works, is going to be our dies. I'll have a set of our dies. They just won't be available for purchase because those are not made here in the US. So those take a little bit longer. But we would potentially have a pre-order for them, and then as soon as they arrive, which should be in this November, December, we will start shipping them out. So yes. Who needs sleep? The good thing is my trades are done. Yay! Yay trades. And then all of the samples of stamps that we picked up initially on day one, I rejected. So, but now that I've played with, so now that they received all the files again yesterday, those are it. But the original ones that came were rejected. Were RG denied. I need a big denied stamp. Denied. Alright, so we are good to go here on our file.
Show your file there. Oh, the hot air balloon's already flying.
I mean, it's just popping out.
It's like, bye. I'm out of here.
Like, see you later, alligator.
Ooh, I like that envelope. It looks so nice.
It's so cute. This is an amazing sight to see, right?
Perfect.
Perfection. I know. I'm still gonna probably psycho killer cut some of these. I know. We shall see.
You're so crazy.
And I went 7 on this one. I went -7. But still, when I'm dealing with flowers and things like that, I always feel like, yeah, better not. All right. Awesome. Look at all my pretty pieces. But let me go ahead and psycho killer these a little bit. Because I don't like...
You don't like the white
I don't like
leaves
too
and
much
flowers.
white on my leaves and flowers, yeah.
Well, now you have more time to relax.
What?
What that you said cutting relaxes you.
Oh, I see what you mean. I'm like, what?
No, that doesn't mean you can just sit and
I was
do
like,
nothing.
where's the nap bed at? Nap time.
Oh my gosh.
Alright guys, so spoiler alert, I am in the process of manufacturing a crafter's tote with the art. So it's gonna be made out of our gray stuff palette. And we have which you'll get to see hopefully at Rise. And so it's gonna be kind of like a charcoal gray, which is the gray stuff. And it's gonna have our logo, of course, designed for crafting, for our crafter's tote. And then I'm also gonna be launching a cropper's tote that matches and coordinates. It's gonna be fun, guys, and I'm hoping to have them at Rise, and a few fun little surprises to add on to that. So not necessarily available for purchase at Rise because again, these are not being manufactured in the US, so they take a little bit longer to get here. but you're gonna love them.
Pat James is here with
Hi,
us.
Miss Pat.
She says, my new Scan and Cut DX will be or should be here tomorrow. Hope it gets here before the storm hits.
Yeah, I haven't learned a whole lot about that one. I have heard the rage that there's another one that just came out. No, I think it was designed more for quilters. Is that right, Miss Pat? I think it was more of a quilters. Like obviously it has paper cutting abilities, but it's designed. Its new features benefit the quilter a little bit more. So
And Pat's asking, will you have a rolling tote?
we will not have a rolling tote, Miss Pat, mainly because of space for us, but we do have a crafter's tote, which is amazing, as well as the crafter's tote and the cropper's tote, which will be super fun. I wanted them to be lightweight, but I want them to be able so that you can fit all of your amazing product in it. So when you're creating on the go.
And I guess that Scan and Cut is, because she said no card and quilters. So I guess it's for both.
Right. So I know it's supposed to do like paper as well, but I think that extra feature or what makes it extra special is the fact that
Yeah, she says I guess there's another one that's more expensive, and that one's just for quilters.
oh, yeah, I don't know too
She
much.
said the more expensive one is for quilters. And she can't wait to see the totes.
They're gonna be so cute. I love them. I'm surprised. I went 7 on these and I'm still cutting off quite a bit. Could be because I'm a little psycho killer.
I'll just hum away.
Hum.
We're meditating. No?
Hum.
Let's see. What is there for? Okay, so let's see what she's saying. Pat James. Here's a funny. Have you ever thought of making a tush cushion with logo? You know the tush gets tired sitting at props. LOL.
Like a stadium seating.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, we haven't thought of that.
I haven't actually. Is that a thing?
I guess we could be the first. Here, take this on your crops. What?
Babe.
Okay, never mind. Bye. Pat's like, I would purchase one immediately.
How are
She's
you
so cute.
feeling, Miss Pat? Alright, so I think so again guys, if you wanted to like you can add your bouquet like there. So you've got like flowers coming out of the envelope. I think that's super adorable. Or you could have left the envelope white, of course, if you wanted to. Maybe added just a yellow liner. So that would have been super cute as well. Or sideways, right a ways. Or you can also double dip. So let's say you wanted to bring in
Ooh.
that arrow behind it. That looks super adorable. So again, there's so many different ways that you can use any of the files, or even if you wanted to bring in that extra banner with that flare of the blooms and the flowers. Look how pretty,
So
right?
many options. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Look.
Cute.
Super cute. Anyway, so there's multiple options for you guys to play with. Let me just move all of these to the side, and it's time for us to start putting our projects together.
So as you're doing that real quick, Pat says Creative Memories had one before. They had a cushion.
Oh my gosh, that was forever ago.
And then she says, I love this clef kit. However, I love them all.
It is quite a beautiful set, and it's gonna be interesting to see what we do next month with, you know, how we're gonna work the stamp angle, mainly because, of course, you know, some of you who aren't coming to Arrives especially might not have all the ink pads that we're gonna be using that's gonna, you know, would match cardstock and things like that. So it's going to be an interesting little transition, but we'll get through it.
Yeah, we will.
All right, so I added a layer of, oh, I should zoom out a little bit. I added a layer of the orange and the white together. And for this particular one, I did add a little piece of vellum, but that's not until first I did my splattering. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all my card bases together, I'm gonna splatter, and then I'm gonna come back and embellish. So does that sound like a plan, guys?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place that on there, and I'm not gonna adhere it just yet, mainly because I'm going to add some staples with the twine on the top. But if you don't have the staple gun, then you can go ahead and adhere that with foam squares. I'm gonna wait until the very end. So I'm just gonna kind of set my twine aside, and this is card number 1 with a couple of different pieces here. So these are the remaining 3 pieces for that card number 1. I'm gonna jump into card number 2.
And not that they're numbered or anything, you're just saying number 2 because the way you're...
Yeah, they're not numbered, you're just... So again, 3 pieces that I'm gonna set aside, the vellum, the circle, and the twine, because I basically want to layer my cards so that I can splatter them, let that dry, and then I'm gonna kind of diffuse some of those splatters with the vellum. So that's the whole purpose of the vellum being placed after the fact. Because this one's gonna go in direct, when in doubt,
Pop it out.
we are gonna, look, I have some foam squares. We're gonna pop these guys right out just using some foam squares. So this is our second card. I'm just gonna set aside. Third card, we're basically just creating all of our backgrounds. Set aside the vellum, the hearts, and the circle. And I just kind of have them positioned all in a row so that I know what goes to what. Card base. And again, I'm gonna wrap twine around this, so I'm not gonna adhere these two together. I'm just gonna kind of set them aside. And lastly, uno más. I'm setting aside the vellum and the twine.
Oh, really, Alex? She said she had to step away, but she's back now. Yay!
Wow. This entire time I was telling don't tell her, don't
I know,
fill her
she
in on all the
missed
secrets,
so
guys.
much.
Don't fill her in on all the secrets. You snooze, you lose. What I'm doing is I'm adding some texture here. Most of it is gonna be kind of washed out, but in your actual card, you'll be able to see that texture, and that's kind of what we're going for here. I don't know who cut these strips out because they were supposed to be straight lines and they're at an angle. I'm gonna blame Miss G's helpers. So
Yes, I had helpers, so.
so you can see how it's created just some texture on that background. Not to worry because we're gonna end up covering it, and we can go ahead and adhere. See? This to the black. Awesome. And we're gonna pop this guy out as well.
So Alex said she had to step away because there was a water emergency, and she does have a request for the crop tote.
Wait, a water emergency meaning you had to pee? Or what is considered a water emergency?
Oh, and then Gail said, or she's asking, how about a cup holder with trash bag to attach to your table?
Yeah, that's always fun.
I don't know, I think, doesn't Alex work for the water company or something? So I think it's like the city is going through some water emergency.
No, she doesn't work for the water company.
I don't know.
She works where they do the urine sample lab.
Ew.
Yeah. That's why that weird smell sometimes.
You're so mean. Ay, ay, ay.
All right, so I've placed all my cards. Actually, I'm gonna start with.
She said for my job in the water industry. What kind of water? I'm just kidding. Okay. What?
What? All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with my black splattering. Just because it'll dry faster. Now remember, we're going to soften this up quite a bit when we add the vellum. So it's just designed for background and texture.
Oh, really, Alex? She said she works for one of the world's leading drinking water labs. No urine, but we do test wine.
Test wine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Whoops.
And I like also like how you create the card fronts first, and then you sew them.
Yeah, it makes it super fun, especially when you're dealing with a whole set, with a whole stationery set. Like pretty much every single month, we launch a whole stationery set, and it just makes it super easy to visualize. And it just gives you options because you might decide, you know what, I want this guy here, I want this guy here, I want this guy here, right? So you can mix and match and play around. Now I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna add the white on top of the black so that it could potentially create a little bit deeper dimension, especially when we're talking about covering some of those dark or those black spots. Super sweet. All right, so now all of our white splatters are on there, our black splatters are on there. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna take a short break to give enough time for all of our white to kind of dry a little bit. And then we're just gonna dive back in to start wrapping it up, creating the layers. Make sure you grab your X-Acto knife while we're on break so that we can create that slit in that envelope and bring in that little piece of paper and we'll be good to go. So let's say about 10 minutes or so. We'll be right back. If you want to go pee Alex, now would be a perfect time. And anyone else who would like to join her, well, this is the perfect time to go and do a little tinkle. Thanks again for joining us, and I'll be back in just a few more minutes. Hey guys, welcome back. It's still not at 100% dry, so I'm speeding it up.
So I'm gonna go to the top here.
Yeah. Now, how many of you are actually working on projects? Because it's kind of boring if you're not working on projects. I mean, we know Alex is like
Well, Alex is
playing
not
with
working.
water, but
Actually, play with water. I don't know. I know a lot of them like to watch you first, and then it's easier to kind of just go back and.
so check it out, guys. So super fun. I love the way that it looks. I like the way that it comes together. And now we've got all the various different splattering, both on the projects and on my fingers. And we're able to just kind of wrap up and start creating our project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off here with the fun, various different layers of this one. Now, you can kind of see the layers right now because I don't have the vellum over it. And you have options. You can decide to place that without the vellum, or you can decide to place the vellum. What it's going to do is going to mute down your splattering and some of your layers a little bit. And I just think it creates some nice depth and definition. So I'm going to go ahead and add that on there because I do love it.
So Donna's requesting that I need to make sure that you get some sleep.
Did I get some sleep? I know. For the next few months, it's not going to happen.
And Gail says she just finished coloring and she will watch the rest of it.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. I'm going to bring in some twine. Super fun. And I'm going to bring in a few more layers of adhesive just to kind of bring in that twine. Super cute. When in doubt,
Pop it out.
we're gonna pop out our cutie patootie hot air balloon. So much fun. And I also like to kind of close in, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, close in that twine, even though it's got adhesive on there already, but it kind of just holds it all in place. And I'm gonna bring in a little cattywampus, like it's coming in, like shh.
Like it's flying.
Super cute. Now, for this particular one, I used Special Day as my sentiment, which is what I'm going to do again. And I'm just going to kind of bring that in here and like super fun. I love that. Special Day, perfect card for a variety of different occasions. And you do know you guys have your little baggie with all of your little rhinestoney thingies so that you can come back and then position them. And of course, if you wanted to add some glaze and some glitter. So this is my original. And I just kind of positioned the 3 different crystals like that. This is the one we've created today. So fun.
Pretty.
Without the resin. So I'll come back and add the crystals at the very end. But let's go ahead and jump to our second project here. Now this one has the little note, piece of vellum, and it's got a few pieces of twine as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of like lasso this. Just create a few loops. And with the like mini stapler thingy, just gonna staple this on. Just like that. It creates a fun little touch. Now this one has the super cute little arrow. So I'm gonna bring that guy in and just kind of position it right there. Kind of sticks out a little bit, but that's super cute. Now I'm gonna bring in that envelope. Now this is the part where we're gonna play with our X-Acto. Which is not he. My X-Acto is here, but not the actual little pad. Alright, so what we want to do, guys, is we want to create a cut from here, cut across, and then come back up here. Now, this guy should already be cut to size or to fit. And if you've got like a small little brush or like maybe a skewer, something like that, you just might want to create a little bend in the paper like this. It just kind of creates that little curve. And that's all we want, just a teeny tiny little curve. Maybe we want to like curve going the opposite direction. That's a little extra fun. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my cut mat here. And so now we've created that cut where we can slide in that piece of paper. Look how cute that is.
Super cute.
Right? So I recommend that you adhere it in the back. You can either add some, roll your adhesive. I'm just going to add a little piece of score tape just to hold it in place. And there it is there.
There it is.
Super cute. So now what we could do is I'm going to grab that long strip of vellum. Oh, is this the right one? No. Where did I do it? Oh, it's right here. Make sure I'm using the right one. Yeah, I think this is it. Because that one goes there. Hold on. Oh, yeah, this is it. And what we could do is we're going to tear it. Just for some fun little extra texture. And then I'm going to bring that in all the way to the edge of the orange. And when in doubt,
pop it out.
We're going to pop this guy right out. right on top of that vellum. So cute. And now we can come back in and position our bouquet. Look at that. Ugh. Beautiful. I'm gonna grab my best wishes. And I'm gonna mount it right on my note.
That is so adorable.
Look how cute that is, guys. So fun. Now we can pop this out directly onto our card base. I feel like these are a mountain.
What?
These look like really poofy.
They're the same ones you always
Are they really?
use.
Golly.
You're silly. Maybe you were using the other
Like
ones
the
that
little
are flatter.
thin ones or
Yeah.
something? Because I'm like, whoa,
These have a lot of dimension.
they have a lot of pomp. All right. So check it out, guys. Purdy. Purdy. And again, that vellum creates some cool little texture back there.
Cute. Cute, cute.
And that is our project number 2. Yeah. All right. So moving right along, we're gonna grab this little nugget. I don't know why I've been saying nugget a lot
You
lately.
have been saying little nugget.
I know.
lately.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
All right. So we're gonna grab our hearts.
Do you want some chicken nuggets or
Some
what?
chicken. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie though, guys. The other day I had Chick-fil-A nuggets for the very first time, and they were so good. I was like, wait, what? I was like, why are these so good? And then my children got mad because I ate their chicken nuggets, but it was well worth the getting them mad at me because they were really yummy. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a few little wraparounds here, leave enough space to create a bow. And just be careful with your twine. If you press too hard, you're gonna tear your cardstock, and nobody wants that. So just be firm, but gentle. Firm but gentle. That's like an oxymoron. Either firm or gentle. So see how you just want to create a fun little knot, then a bow,
So Alex says you miss your little nugget. And Sherry says they have more healthy grilled nuggets too.
yeah, well, but those are not fun, Sherry. Grilled nuggets, come on. They've got to be breaded or else they're not good. Ugh. Although, can I say a story? So my son was the weirdest child on the face of the planet. Granted, David. Granted, he was mine. He is mine. Well, I guess he's still mine.
He's yours.
But he used to remove the breading off of the chicken nuggets. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
What
like,
are you doing?
what are you doing, you strange little man? When he was a kid, he didn't like the breading on the chicken nuggets, and he would literally strip them naked before he would even eat them.
That was pretty funny.
And I'm like, everybody is gonna think you're weird and make fun of you. Eat your nuggets.
Does he do that now? No.
He doesn't do that anymore, but he did do that
Yeah, when he was little.
growing up. And I'm like, why are you so strange? I don't want strange children. I just want normal,
Normal
mischievous children.
Well, you got those.
You definitely got those on the second set. Be careful what you wish for, guys. First two came out a little wonky wonk. And then these, you wanted normal, mischievous children. Well, here you go.
So Sherry is laughing on the healthy grilled nuggets, but she says it's better for Weight Watchers.
Ugh, that doesn't even sound.
You gotta watch those. What is it? They watch their calories? Is that
The points.
The points?
Right? Been there, done that. Remember, we were on the Weight Watcher point at one point in our lives, and then the cheeseburger was only like 3 points from McDonald's. We were like, let's go get a cheeseburger. Oh, my Lanta. I remember when that one diet came out, that fad diet about the, was it the pregnancy hormone pills?
What?
Anyway, well, they go on. We were still living in Utah at the time, but they go on those things, and so then you had to binge eat all of this sugar, and literally people were coming into work, at the other place.
I remember that now.
And they were, I'm like, they had bags and bags of chocolate and candy. And I'm like, okay, there's something wrong about this diet, guys. If this, you're doing it wrong.
That was pretty interesting.
I was like, what are you guys doing? It's like, oh, we're on this diet and you're supposed to eat lots and lots and lots of sugar and fat. I think it was sugar and fat for the first few whatevers. And I'm like, oh my goodness gracious.
I don't think that was ever a good thing. I don't know. I feel like your body would go into shock.
Well, I think that's the whole point of that diet, is for your body to go into.
But to be giving your body so much sugar and fat, and then all of a sudden you don't give it nothing. I don't know.
My body would have gone into cardiac arrest. I'll tell you that. I was like, what the heck? I said, no, guys, this is not. Just I'll just stick to Diet Coke. At that time, I was quite the Diet Coke fanatic, actually. I want to say it was a Utah thing, but anyway.
Oh, they didn't have that.
Look how pretty, guys.
Pretty.
So just a few pop outs, and of course we're gonna add some crystals or some sequins, and check out the original sparkly pretty.
So Sherry says, sounds like her kind of diet, and Alex is like, that's a strange diet.
Yeah, what was it called? Like, you had to take those
that.
pregnancy hormone pills or whatever, and then you went on this diet.
Really? I don't remember the pill part of it. I don't know.
HT something or
that
other.
was a long time ago. I don't remember.
Alright guys, so we are 3 cards in. Let me zoom out a little bit.
And I think I wasn't all that into it, so I.
Well, no, because you've always been skinny. It's us fatties who have had to, who followed all the fat diets. And I have a problem with the word fat being too close to the word fat. And I feel like, why are they calling it a fat diet? That's wrong. But I understand. It's 2 different words. They just sound too close to like. Alright guys, 3 cards down. Uno más. And so this one was already mounted. We already layered this one. And we also have a piece of vellum for the background here. And it's just designed to create a little bit of a blur or a focal point outside of your spacing. So we will add some adhesive here.
So Donna says, make yourself sick so you'd be glad to be healthy. And Georgie says it's HGH diet.
That's exactly what it was. I knew it was with an H or something, right? And you have to take those pills, like those, I want to say they were pregnancy hormone pills or something like that. And
why would it be pregnancy?
I don't know. Maybe I'm pretty sure that's what I heard it was. And then once you did that, then you kind of ate all this crazy stuff for a few days. And then you ate nothing. And I'm like, well, somebody tell you, of course you're going to lose weight. You're not eating anything. I don't know. It was just a weird diet. Weird diet. But they swore by it. All my Utahns.
Utahns?
My Utahns. Sounds like a new X-Men movie. Are you a Utahn?
Okay. I think you need some sleep now.
So we added the twine, we added the vellum. Now I'm going to come back in and I'm going to add my circle right on top. Super cute. And again, I love how it creates that softer look where the vellum lays. So it creates more texture and dimension. Now this is where our adorable banner comes into play.
Linda Gorman says, what she say? Some of my favorite colors, and she loves these cards.
They're so pretty, and I love how I designed them all to be very versatile, right? If you wanted to add the banner on top of the hot air balloon, you could do that, and the layers behind it just make it fluffier, just make it more, it makes it pop more. It doesn't, they don't clash. Or if you wanted to add this to a square, or look, what's a good example? Like if you wanted to add this to the top of a project, obviously maybe this is not the best example, but or if you wanted,
the corner.
yeah. So it fits in a circle, it fits in a rectangle, it fits in a square, it fits on a tag, it fits on a different pieces. So you've got always options to add that banner boho to any project. Super cool. And then originally I thought maybe I was gonna stick this guy in here. I don't know that I like that. So I think the only one I didn't use was this little guy, the bow. And then of course the different sentiments that were designed in a curved element to fit the actual banner or to fit the curvage of the banner, of the one banner, or you can bring it into this banner. So you've got options. I like to create projects or product that have options because as paper crafters, we like options, right? We like to recreate.
Rose loves banners, and Pat James also loves them too. Now Pat James is sharing a diet, which I'm not quite sure about that diet. She says the high diet I did 100 years ago was shots made from the urine of pregnant women. So we had a very strict diet, no sugars or chocolate. What?
Holy Hannah, you and Alex need to get together because she's got a lot of urine.
Oh God.
And that can't possibly be healthy.
Is it from pregnant women?
Guys, that can't possibly be healthy.
I don't know, that doesn't sound very like no more group sharing.
No more group sharing. No, I can't even imagine that being healthy, but I mean, who knows? I'm no doctor, that's for sure. Stick to stamping, Richard. Stick to stamping, RG.
Pat says true story.
I'm like, what? How about we just eat in moderation?
Yeah, how about we just watch where we're eating
and
don't
exercise a
overdo it.
little bit more. That always works. And maybe instead of being on the, like, even I think all my crazy people with the keto diet, I'm not gonna mention any names, Claudia, but I feel like, come on, guys, it can't be all that healthy. Like, your body needs certain supplements in order to be able to function at 100%. And carbs are some of those supplements in moderation, right? If you completely cut carbs out, carbs are what creates energy in your body. Some of all these meats are, will end up making you lethargic. You can't have too much fat in your system. You need the greens, you need the carbs, you
The
need
healthy
them.
carbs.
There's healthy carbs. I mean, all carbs I think could be in moderation acceptable. You can say, well, those are not healthy carbs. Well, they're still carbs, and then they're still gonna, your body will turn them into energy, and you just have to burn off that energy. That's the problem. Is a lot of people just like to eat the carbs, and they don't want to go walking. They don't want to go
Do some cardio.
do a
some
little
kind
bit of cardio on the treadmill. That's what burns calories, which ultimately work through those carbs. But it fuels your body to have the energy it needs to keep going. I don't understand it. I don't understand, like, how are people's bodies functioning? Now, granted, there's some instances where you have to be careful with the sugars, because if you have too many carbs will turn into sugar, and if you're diabetic or a few other different pieces or a few other different diagnoses that could potentially become a conflict of that diet. But still, this all high protein, high fat diet does not sound like a healthy option either. Alright, guys.
So Alex is saying you still eat carbs on keto, just not a lot, and you still eat greens.
The only carbs I want on the keto diet are the taquitos. And we are all set, guys. What up, yo? Absolutely beautiful. I love every single one of them. We will make sure that all the still shots of every single project are uploaded not only to our Facebook page group, but also sent to you guys via an email for those of you guys who like all the different emails and kind of save those images. If you're not, you might not be on our Facebook page either. So if that's the case, then we will make sure that you get them a little bit differently so that you have reference to them and can store them away for. What I like to do is, like, I have my file with all of the digital files, and then once there's project inspiration from the club, I'll place those in that same file folder on my computer so that I always have a reference to them. But y'all know what you do differently. And then we'll go from there. So however you stay organized, if you know what, we might just have Sherry do a special training on organization during Rise event. Just give her a couple hours or so, maybe 2 full days on organization, and ta-da! Any questions for me, guys? Who's excited? So I'm gonna definitely keep you guys posted on what we're doing next month. As soon as I hear word from the manufacturer in regards to when I'm gonna get that stamp. Now, if in fact I am able to get that stamp ahead of time, and I can ship it on time, I'm not sure, because the problem is you'll have the stamps, but you won't have the inks. So anyway. Let me work that.
We'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. I'll have a few more days to just kind of wrap it up, put it all together, and hopefully we'll have all the details to you guys via the newsletter, and hopefully you'll be okay with the details while we kind of work through that transition from exclusive digital to now transition digital and stamp together. We're fusing those two worlds together finally. So of course it takes a little bit of an adjustment period, but we've been through worst. So this is the easy part. So we certainly have been through worse. But thanks again, guys, for all of your support. I can't wait to see all the projects that you've created tonight, or that you'll be catching up on once you've created them on our social media channels or on your social media channels, to see all the beautiful projects you created from tonight's live. It's so amazing. And thanks again for being the best part of RG Studio 360. Any questions? Anything that, did half of our peeps fall asleep?
No, but Sherry did say you would love her books.
I already do love her books.
Because she said, yes, I want to save them in Evernote? Even Note? I can't see that. Evernote.
Evernote?
I think so. That's what it says.
I don't know what Evernote is. I didn't even know what the HTCMI TPL diet was.
Oh, Pat says thank you for all you do. Loves
Thanks,
and
Pat. Get
hugs.
better. For sure, get better. And again, guys, we'll keep you guys tuned in, connected on all of the amazing stuff. So make sure you don't miss tomorrow's live because it's going to be fun. I've got some fun little surprises that will be at, I don't know if we're going to go 5 or 6. Did we decide if we're doing 5 or 6?
We haven't decided yet.
We haven't decided yet because we're trying to see if we can get Kat's grandma to come and join me for the live. So maybe that'll be fun. But thanks again for joining me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. Remember to continue to create and capture so that we can bring hope to those around us. Thanks for joining us and have an amazing rest of your night. Buenas noches.